Hello students, welcome to the online class, and today we will discuss about the second part of the nutrition in animals. This is a chapter from your science book, second chapter. We have already discussed about the buccal cavity, the esophagus, peristalsis, all the processes that happens along with the food items when it moves or it comes inside the buccal cavity or the mouth and when it moves through the esophagus. Okay students, I think you can remind this. So today we will discuss after coming through the esophagus when the food comes inside the third part of our digestive system, that is the stomach. So today we will discuss from stomach up to anus the total processing of the food items that we used to have regularly. Got it? So through human digestive system today we will discuss from the stomach. So let's go for it. If we go for the stomach, if we just observe the outer structure, so the stomach of the human body, it is almost a sac like structure or a bag like structure, you can say. Okay, and here it's also a part of a bladder of the skin. Okay, the internal organelles like stomach, it is made up of the layers of the skin. Okay, so that's why it is quite bag shaped or sac shaped. Got it? Now if we go inside this stomach, or if we dissect the stomach, we will observe that it's a opening from the inside or hollow from the inside. It means through here when the food particles is coming through peristalsis, by the peristalsis process through esophagus, it moves inside the empty part of the stomach. Now, is our stomach already empty inside our body? Of course not. Why? Because if we observe the inside part of the stomach, so here different type of juices or enzymes are present. Got it? So which juices or enzymes? Here the gastric juice, the mucus, and the hydrochloric acid. Gastric juice and the mucus that is present all over the internal skin of the stomach, it used to secrete when the food items moves inside it, as well as the hydrochloric acid that is present inside the stomach. Okay, what's the function of it? When the food moves, the semi-solid food or the card used to moves inside the stomach, at that time the mucus and the gastric juice makes the food items more softened and more uh, dust, just like a full, so you can say that it makes a proper cut of the food items. Got it? It means no solid particles remains inside the stomach. Got it? And the gastric juice helps to breaks the proteins inside the food items, as well as hydrochloric acids also helps to breaks the different nutrients from the food items and make it soften inside the stomach. After make the food items fully soften or 100% soften, it moves through the another pipe-like structure that is known as the small intestine. Okay, so it is a small pipe-like structure, and if we go for its common measurements, so in a normal or adult person's body, the length of this small intestine that you can see here, this intestine or pipe-like shape, its measures is near about 7.5 meter. Okay, 7.5 meter. It is a pipe-like structure. Now, the food used to move through this pipe-like structure. Okay, so when the food is moving through it, at that time, from the large gland that is present inside and connected through our human digestive system, that is known as the liver. Yes, so in our liver which juice is present, we know that it secretes a juice that contains inside the gallbladder. Got it? And this juice name is bile juice. It means bile juice is secretes from the liver, that is the largest gland inside our body. It secretes it and it's stored inside the gallbladder. Here it is the gallbladder, this round shaped structure. Okay, and when the food moves through the small intestine slowly, in that time the bile juice used to secretes and adds with that mashy food items. Got it? Now when bile juice is coming through it, at that time it reacts with the food items, as well as here you will observe it properly. Here a leaf shaped structure is present, okay, in the middle of this stomach and this pipe. Okay, in this small gap, here's a leaf shaped structure is present, that is cream in color, and it is none other than pancreas. Okay, it is none other than pancreas. It is almost a leaf shaped structure. It is also a kind of gland, you know. Yes, it is also a kind of gland that is known as pancreas, and the juice that is secretes from the pancreas is known as the pancreatic juice. It is known as the pancreatic juice. Okay, so in this way the pancreatic juice also, as the pancreas is connected along with the small intestine also, so here from the liver the bile juice is to secretes, from the pancreas the pancreatic juice also secretes inside the small intestine body. So here we have got the bile juice, we have got the pancreatic juice inside the small intestine. Now if just think, when the food is moving through the small channel, and when these juices are added with that very mashy food items, at that time what will happen? Yes, you all are right. At that time the carbohydrates, proteins, fats, the other nutrients, those which are present inside that food items, it used to convert itself. Okay, how is it convert? Here if we go for the conversion, we will observe that the carbohydrate that is present in that mashy food item, it converts into starch. It converts into starch, or we can also say glucose. The common name is glucose. Okay, and if we say for the protein, it will convert into amino acid. Okay, it will convert into amino acid. Next, if we go for the fats will dissolve as fatty acid and glycerol. Got it? So these three nutrients are being converted or is hydrated in this manner. Carbohydrates change into starch or glucose, proteins change into amino acids, and fats change into fatty acids and glycerol. Okay, so as we have got the conversion of the different nutrients and the other nutrients inside the small intestine, now when the nutrients are being separated as starch or glucose or amino acids or the fatty acid or glycerol inside the small intestine, and it is separated from the other particles of the food items, now what will happen? There should be another unique magics. Yes, of course. So here a unique magic is held inside the small intestine. What is that? Now, if we observe the internal part, suppose one part I have taken from here, and we will observe the inside part of this small intestine. Whenever we will observe this part, we will observe that inside the, or if we cut the small intestine, we will observe that it's a, suppose it's the opening part of the small intestine, and at the lower part or the inner part, we can say, we will observe that here small bead shaped, or you can also say that finger like projections are present. This type of finger like projections are, the finger like projections are present at the both side, or you can say that as we have, I have drawn here the two sides to show you in a proper way, but entirely in a circular way it is present everywhere inside the small intestine. Okay, so it makes a comb shaped structure, it makes a comb shaped structures. These finger like projections are known as villi. Okay, these are known as villi. It means these are the small finger like projections. These are known as villi. What are the functions of this villi? Now we will draw the entire part of this villi in a large way. So here I am drawing the villi, or in singular villas. So villas is a finger like projection, so that's why I will draw in this way the internal cellular part. Inside the intercellular part, here will lots of cells, those which are present. It makes the cell's outer structure. in this way. Next, here it will be, I have already told that it contains lots of veins and arteries. Okay, so suppose these are the veins and arteries, those which are present and connected to it in a proper way from everywhere. Okay, what is the function of this, I will say later. Look, so in this way a villi is made. Now if you look inside part of it, so it contains the artery. Suppose this is the artery and this is the vein. So artery and vein, it contains the, both contains the nutrients, and it absorb, it mix with the blood. Okay, so I have just asked you now that when the I just ask you that when the nutrients are converted here in the small intestine, after that where does it go? Actually, it is removed, or it is, sorry, it is absorbed by the artery or veins, and it is mixed with the blood. Okay, so that's why our blood gets, or our blood enriched with the different type of nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and our blood cells used to uh, circulate throughout our body, and our cells also gets nutrients from the blood. Okay, so here blood works as a carrier. Here blood works as a carrier of all nutrients, all nutrients. Okay, because blood only carry all kinds of nutrients to each part of the cell, so that's why our cells gets active and we also get active. Okay everyone, so it is all about the small intestine. Now we will discuss about the large intestine. Okay, the next part, the next part of this human digestive system is the large intestine. Got it? And this large intestine, from here you can easily observe that these are quite thick, okay, by its breadth from the small intestine. But if you observe the length of it, the length is quite shorter than the small intestine. Okay, small intestine we read that it is near about 7.5 meter, whereas this small large intestine, it measures more about 5 meters. Okay, so it was 7.5 and it is 5 meter, 5 to 6 meters according to the height of the people, or height of the person, mature person. Got it? Now when the food, when all the kinds of nutrients are being absorbed in the small intestine, then what remains inside the food, that remaining part, the remaining part used to move from small intestine to large intestine. Okay, when the food used to move from large intestine, at that time what is the function of this large intestine, or of this large pipe? It used to absorb the water plus salt. It used to absorb the water and salt from the food item. Okay, only food, only the water and salt it remains when the food used to pass from the small intestine to large intestine. Okay, so that's why inside the large intestine, when the card used to move, at that time the internal skin of the large intestine, it used to absorb the water and salt, and after that the remaining excreta, the remaining unwanted particles used to come here, and it used to assemble in the rectum. Okay, this is the rectum where the unwanted food particles used to assemble together, and after that as excreta it moves down from the anus. Okay, so this is the entire part of the human digestive system. Hope you have understood each and every part of it, and the questions also will be given. If you feel any kinds of doubt on this topic, so you may ask me. So this is all about the human digestive system. Now we will discuss about the ruminants digestion. First of all, we have to understand who are called as ruminants. Actually, ruminants are those animals. Yes, you have listened the correct word, animals. The animals, those who used to swallow the undigested food after having it. Okay, it means I am giving the example of cow and goat and such type of domesticated herbivorous animals, those who used to take a huge amount food at a time, by engulfing it as a semi-solid food, and they keep it inside the stomach. And after, when they used to take the rest, at that time they used to take out that semi-solid food from their stomach to the mouth again, and they chew it well. Okay, so the process of chewing the undigested semi-solid food items from stomach to the mouth, such type of process is known as the rumination. Okay, it is known as the rumination, and the animals, those who used to uh, follow this process, are known as ruminants. Got it? So for example, or by taking the example or the digestive system of a cow, we can easily discuss about the ruminant's digestion process. So it is a very common diagram of a cow's digestion process. Okay, we know that when cow used to take the grass or any kinds of food items that is given to it, it used to takes it at a lot amount within a time, okay, within a moment. And when they used to take the food, they engulf it without chewing it properly. Okay, so that's why the semi-solid food used to move through the esophagus and it comes inside the stomach. Now if we go for the stomach of the cow, yes, in a stomach of the cow there are four chambers. Okay, how many chambers are there? There are four chambers in a cow's stomach. Got it? Four chambers are there. So what are they? Number one, it is known as rumen. Number two, it is reticulum. Number three, it is omasum. Number four, it is abomasum. Okay, so rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum. Such four chambers are there, and through these four chambers, food used to digest, and the nutrients are being absorbed by the different bodies or internal bodies of the digestive systems, and after that, the excreta used to goes through the anus. Now, the question comes that when the food, the semi-solid food, it's just like the grass or the hay, used to take as a semi-solid food inside the stomach. So, in which chambers does it move first? Actually, it moves inside the large chamber of the stomach that is known as the rumen. Yes, this is the entire part of the rumen. Just think of it. It is quite large structural part, and it contains all kinds of semi-solid food items. When the ruminants like cows, goats used to take the semi-solid food. Okay, and when they take rest, this food used to take it again from the stomach to their mouth. Okay, so first of all, it moves from through esophagus to their stomach, and when they take rest, they used to chew the undigested semi-solid food by taking it again back from stomach to their mouth. Okay, and such type of food, undigested semi-solid food, is known as card. It is known as card, cud, card. So if the question comes in exam that what is card, at that time you have to say card is the undigested semi-solid food items that is being taken by the ruminants. Got it? So this card is used to chewed in a proper way, and it mash it in a proper way, and after that it used to again engulfed by the ruminants. Got it? So when it moves, it moves from rumen to reticulum, from reticulum to omasum, and from omasum to abomasum. Got it? So these four chambers, it used to move the totally the fully digested food used to move, and after that it goes to the small intestine, and we know that small intestine means here the proteins, carbohydrates, cellulose used to absorb from here, as well as the undigested matter that is not needed for the body. It moves through the large intestine, and from there through anus it moves out from the body. Okay, so this is the entire part or entire system of the ruminant's digestion process. Now, I used a word here that is a very unique or unknown to you. That word is cellulose. What is cellulose? Cellulose is a kind of carbohydrate. So a kind of carbohydrate is known as cellulose. Okay, and such type of carbohydrate, it is present in grass or grass like plants. Got it? Just like the hay, just like the paddy and the wheat, such type of maize, such type of crops as well as grass used to contain such cellulose as carbohydrate, and this cellulose works as a roughage in the ruminant's body, works as a roughage. As we know that in our body, the milk, then the wheat or the roti, maize, these carbohydrates used to works as roughage, as same as in ruminant's body, roughage works, cellulose works as roughage in the ruminant's body. Got it? And it helps to digest the entire food item in a proper way. Got it? So this is the process of the ruminant's digestion. The last topic of this chapter, that is amoeba's digestion process. Amoeba. What is amoeba? You have already read this name. Amoeba is a unicellular microscopic living organism, and unicellular, we have already told, it means one cell is present in their body. Okay, as we know that in our body, in plants body, in other animals body or insects body, they have the million numbers of the cells, but these are the one cells. Okay, so that's why you can understand that how microscopic it is, but we have drawn it according to the microscope. Okay, okay, through the lens of microscope, as we have seen, in the same way we have drawn it. So its whole body is jelly based. Okay, it is not a solid body, it's a jelly based body, and if we observe the body through the lens properly, we will observe that there are some large vacuoles are present, means large openings are present, or empty parts are present, or few small empty parts are present, and others are totally generated by the cytoplasms or cytoplasmic particles. Got it? Now, when they used to move, we have also observed it moves very slowly, but when it used to move at that time, their body parts, in this way they used to stretch their body parts, and they used to move from one place to another. So such type of movement is known as the amoeboid movement. It is known as the amoeboid movement because such type of movements can only be held by the amoeba, so that's why it is known as the amoeboid movement. Okay, now, such stretch body parts are known as the pseudopodia. Such body parts are known as the pseudopodia. It starts with P, but P is silent here. So that's why this stretch body parts that helps the amoeba to move from one place to another is known as the pseudopodia. And this pseudopodia also helps to catch their food items. Okay, so here you can observe from two sides the stretch body parts came, and it is trying to catch these food items. After having the food, what does it happens? When the food is being taken, then it moves directly inside the jelly based body parts. Okay, we can observe it properly, and after taking this for body part food inside the body parts, where does it go? It moves inside the vacuoles. Got it? Actually, their vacuoles works as their digestive system. When the food particles moves inside the vacuoles, at that time, inside the vacuoles there is a kind of juice or the body juice. Okay, inside the amoeba's body, the juice is present. That juice is to secretes inside the vacuole, and it helps to digest the entire food items inside the vacuole. Got it? And when the food is fully digested and all the nutrients are being absorbed by the amoeba's body, after that the rest part, it means the wastage part, used to moves out from their body. Okay, from the opposite side of their body, it used to moves out like this. So these are the excreta from the amoeba's body that has come out. Got it? So at first food is taken, then food is stored inside the vacuole. The body juice of the amoeba helps to digest these food items inside the vacuole, and the nutrients, after having or after absorbing the nutrients, these excreta parts are used to uh, takes out or moves out from the another part of the body. So in this way, the amoeba used to fulfill its digestion process. Okay, so that's why vacuole works or vacuole play a vital role in amoeba's body. So we have already discussed about the human's digestive system, I mean then ruminants digestive system and the amoebas or unicellular organisms digestive system. Okay, so our topic or our chapter is fully finished, completed. Few of the parts are also here that is left, I have already left, that is the kinds of the teeth. We know that we have already read about it in the primary classes that there are four types of teeth are there inside our buccal cavity. Those are the incisors, canines, premolars and molars, right? Where the incisors used to cut the food items, then canines used to break the solid food items, then premolars and molars used to chew the food items in a proper way. Got it? And it helps to make the card. I'm just telling you orally about that classification of it. Next, another part is given, that is the food poisoning. We know about the food poisoning. What is food poisoning? When we used to take the rotten food particles. Okay, the food is not safe for our body, but sometimes we used to have such type of food items, and that time we face problem inside our stomach. Got it? The kind of loose motion or the typhoid or dysentery, such type of fever, such type of disease used to occur inside our body. Got it? So at that very time our body needs excess amount of water and excess amount of sugar and salt. Okay, so that's why doctor used to prescribe us the ORS. Okay, ORS. What is the full form of ORS? The ORS full form is oral rehydration solution. Oral rehydration solution. This ORS is very beneficial for the patient, those who have a lack of water, salt and sugar in their body, because such things means water, salt and sugar helps to erect ourselves. Got it? It helps to make our body active and refresh. So that's the what is prescribed for that very patients, those who have such type of problems. Okay, so it is already there. And then the toothache, and then the holes inside the tooth. Okay, such type of common things we have already know about it, because we know that when the food is chewed properly by the teeth, but after that water hasn't been taken, after that what happens, the bacteria that is present inside our mouth, it helps to make the holes inside the teeth. Okay, and that time it swallow inside that very part, and we used to go for the doctor. Got it? So we must have to avoid all these problems, and we must have to take the proper diet in a proper way, and as well as after having the food we must have to clean our mouth every time. So in this way the nutrition of the animals chapter is finished right now. Students, if you face any kinds of problem you may ask me. Okay, till then, bye, take care.